Hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Respect the Geekdom presents Fictional Motivation. I'm your host, Quan, and today we're going to be diving into pretty much the Umbrella Academy on embracing your uniqueness and encouraging it in others. Hope everybody's doing well today, and here we go. So, The Umbrella Academy, based on a comic book series with the same name, written by Gerard Way, published by Dark Horse Comics. It revolves around a dysfunctional family of adopted sibling superheroes, that's a lot taken, who reunite to solve the mystery of their father's death and the threat of an imminent apocalypse. Now, personally, I really like the show. I really do. I liked how they kind of take it. Once again, it's it's a different take on superheroes. Most of the time we come across the superheroes with what we know that are pretty much very stoic and I must use these powers for good versus of course, the villains who are also technically kind of like super villains in a way. And then we have the anti-heroes, you got like pretty much in a way like Hellboy, Deadpool, Black Adam that'll be coming out soon. These like kind of the anti-heroes where they don't fit the stereotype, but they still kind of have decent morals. And going on that same line, pretty much the Punisher and kind of Batman-y kind of stuff to where they kind of go around those lines. And then we have superheroes who are like very human and very also superpowered. Good example is the show The Boys. This kind of takes it in similar way to The Boys, only with I guess more people being a little bit more human in a good way, and or in some cases for me in a weird way, which I'm always cool with weird, unique. But yeah, pretty much is puts a different spin once again on superheroes and with different abilities from the usual and with certain kinds of issues that each character has to face. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much. You'll see some heroes that may be very strong with a interesting look about them. You'll see some heroes that have, some great athleticism, but with some kind of ego or maybe some kind of personality trait that, because I guess how their upbringing wasn't really 100% good. And I like that. But when I see what I see in this is that I like how along that they get better at embracing not only each other's uniqueness, but their own uniqueness. And because of they eventually get better at this, get better at embracing it, accepting it, their power actually gets a little bit stronger in a way. Like I said, not trying to spoil anything, but from seasons 1 moving on to 2 and then to 3, the characters that in some of the characters that you see in the beginning seasons can completely bend that ability or almost overpower that ability in the other season or in the season ahead. So I think that's kind of a very good kind of analogy of just like, if you accept yourself, then you have limit, you pretty much expand your power. Versus if you don't accept don't accept yourself, you kind of don't have as much power. Now, granted, I'm also the person that loves to push themselves, or for me, I love to push myself and I go for improvements. And I'm not saying don't 100% be like, well, I have these weaknesses, I don't got to worry about those. No, I'm 100% the person to want you to improve your weaknesses as much as your strengths. But all I'm saying is, while improving your weaknesses, don't forget to improve your strengths as well. So improve all around, pretty much. But pretty much the awesome thing is that pretty much they embrace that and they become better. Like better person, both in mind, body, spirit. And in most cases, when they do that, they're almost encouraging themselves, they're encouraging the whole group to do the same thing. Like, hey, you got this weird habit, you got this thing, but if we can, you can adjust that first. If you take that, you accept that, and then you know what we can do about it. You can make that, an asset. You can make that something that can help you in the long run. And that's how I kind of view it as. And the reason I want to touch on this is because there are some people who have a weird ability, who want to possibly maybe study a subject or want to go for that goal or want to go for that standard. And the only reason why, and this is talking about pretty much the real world, the only reason why they have not gone for that dream, that goal, that focus, that purpose, that drive is only because maybe they are not even accepting 90% of themselves. It's kind of like the theory of just like if you kind of like talk down to people, talk down to certain people long enough, eventually they're going to think that's their natural state. Like, oh, they think I'm this, so eventually I'm this. And that can work both in a good and a bad way. So we have to pretty much play the middle margin. I'd rather for it to always go into the good direction, but as you can see, sometimes there's always a disadvantage if you go too good all the time to the point where they're not 100% grounded, if you will. For me, being a dreamer myself, there have been times where I've wanted to possibly go for something, and maybe back in the day versus now, the only reason why I didn't 100% go for it is because not only did I not accept myself close to 90%, but because maybe people around me thought like, no, that's stupid. No, you shouldn't do that. No, I think you should go this way, actually. And because of that, I didn't embrace my individuality then. But like I said, that was then, this is now. I accept it completely, wholeheartedly, thus respect the geekdom has been made, has been born, is trying to be produced. And I encourage it in everyone here. There's pretty much paraphrasing in a way, but there is a quote and probably similar quotes, better quotes. If you have better quotes that could fit, that can kind of take this, excuse me, that could probably exemplify this paraphrasing of a quote that I'm doing, please write down in the comments if you can. But the quote that I'm going to work into that mostly sticks with embracing your uniqueness and encouraging it in others, just like the Umbrella Academy, their family and stuff, is a lit candle can help other candles be lit. If you have any other similar quotes, like I said, or know of any quotes, please comment down for me those quotes. But kind of remember that, whatever you do, both in a good way, especially if it's embracing yourself, embracing your individuality, depending on who you're near, you're eventually, in some way or another, going to encourage that in other people. And we need to understand that. Pretty much movies, I think in a way that is the sneaky thing that, in a way, the new Batman kind of taps on, is that a lot of people watch us a lot closely than you think. They inspire to us a lot more than you think. And because of that, that spark, that fire can spread. But it's our choice to kind of make sure that we spread it in a good way, that we spread it to make sure that it influences good, not bad. With that being said, if you like this kind of content, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Please comment if you have any other inspirational quotes that fit the quote that I just said. Please put it down. I know there's like 4 or 5 of them. I'm thinking about the one that kind of goes with we're not afraid of the dark, we're afraid of the light that's inside of us. Once again, paraphrasing. But if you remember that quote or another quote, I'll look it up. Please write down in the comments. I'm your host, Quan. Hope you enjoy this. Please tell your friends to respect the geekdom, to sign up with us, subscribe. Deuces.